Good afternoon, Paul, and it's finished 1-1 against Barton Rovers today, and maybe a frustrating afternoon. Just your initial reaction?
We didn't play well enough, Dan, and if you don't play well enough, you run the risk of not winning games of football. And that's the bottom line. Yes, we were the better side. They've come and with a game plan to frustrate and get 11 people behind the ball and hope they can get a bit of magic or a mistake to keep them in the game and try and get something, and they've done that. Fair play to them. We know throughout the whole of last season the majority of sides come here and do exactly that, and it's important we find ways. We've been quite fortunate in 2 of the 3 games so far this year, both cup games, both FA Cup games, that we haven't played particularly well. We've found a way, but that can't go on forever. If you don't play well enough, you run the risk of not winning a game, and albeit yes we're the better side, albeit yes we've had more chances, albeit the keeper's put off an absolute unbelievable save with 2 minutes to go. Even though you put all that in the mix, it's still the performance still wasn't good enough for me.
Like you said, probably the better side. Enjoyed the lion's share of possession as well, but no end product. What are we going to do there?
Yeah, listen, like I said, they've defended well. They've thrown themselves in the way of a lot of stuff. They've defended in numbers. They've played the game, slowed it down at every opportunity. 3 or 4 keep going down injured. So they're wise old boys, and so is the manager. And like I said, they've come to frustrate. They've done that very well, and we didn't deal with that well enough. We have got frustrated. We got frustrated as a 16, and as the game went on, you could see the frustration in us. It's important we learn. Listen, there's still positives. It's the 2nd game of the season. We haven't lost, and we drew a game. So there's no panic buttons being pressed. But as a group, they've got to look at themselves, and they've got to take some responsibility for that performance. Because, like I've just said to them all in there, how many of them have performed as well as they can? And there wasn't many hands held up.
So, if you did have to pick anyone, was there a stand-up player for you today?
No, I'm being brutally honest. I don't think there was a standout player, no. And like I said, we didn't win enough individual battles. We didn't play as well as we have done. No one stood out. And similarly, in 2 other cup games, the FA Cup games, no one's really stood out there. We've had 1 very good performance. And when we do play well, we're a good side. But unfortunately, it's very, very important we find some consistency in our game, and that's what's missing at the minute.
And like you touched on a minute ago, it seemed like in the second half in particular, their game plan was to slow it down and maybe put some minutes on the clock. Did you feel that the referee managed that well?
It's very difficult when you've got a side like them that have done that, and they're tuned in to do it well, and they did it well, you know. So I've got no qualms with the referee. I've got no qualms with their tactics. Bottom line is that we're a better footballing side than them, and if we'd done our jobs today, we would have got the right result. Unfortunately, we didn't. We didn't play well enough, and they've managed the game very, very well.
And as we look towards next week, Wednesday away at Kidlington, what are we going to look at there?
Yeah, a much improved performance, I hope. We need to make a better fist of that than we have here today. There'll be some changes. I think it's time now to make some changes because personal performances haven't been good enough. But that said, we've played 2, we've won 1 and drew 1, so it's not the end of the world. It's important we take the positives and we move on.
Paul, thank you for joining us.
Good man, Dan. Thank you.